Okay, there we go. We are online, and I'm just checking my audio, just making sure everybody is able to hear me. I'm opening the chat also. In case you're watching me online, just give me a hi, hello. All right. Super. Okay, there we go. Oops. Okay. I am online. I'm sharing my presentation just in a bit, and I'm also switching on the recording. Hmm. So, welcome to day 23 of unlocking EQ brain talents for busy moms. And it's like a mini guide for you. You can watch this presentation or listen to the podcast on the same topic on the fly, on the go. We are doing the series because I'm on a mission to help 1 lakh women achieve freedom using emotional intelligence and digital entrepreneurship. And my name is Brinda Kalyan Raman. You are watching either on YouTube Live or inside my community. You by now know that I'm the creator of this entire series and also a community called Women Freedompreneurs. So, where we are creating freedom entrepreneurs, moms who are at career break or who are at home wanting to build something, contribute to their family, as well as taking care of their family at the close proximity without any travel, without any pause, without having any employees, without having to worry about any investment capital or warehouse distribution or stock keeping and all that. We are just using our knowledge and building business out of that from home at the comfort of home, taking care of our children. Now that is a series for the next time, right after we finish the unlocking emotional intelligence series, we will unlock the digital entrepreneurship for busy moms. Now this series is dedicated to personal development, where if you are able to manage yourself really well in terms of managing your time, emotions, and people around you, and also yourself, you'll be able to step into different multiple responsibilities. And because doing a business from home, it demands a lot of organization, organizing your skills, organizing your thoughts, feelings, time, managing yourself really well. And the reason why we have taken emotional mastery as a series is because um, emotional intelligence, as I always say in the series, that it is within us. We just have to tap it to make it come tangible for us so that we can use that for our rescue. And essentially, why we're talking about brain talents is because brain is something biologically it is present on all of us, and when it is already present in us, we just have to make use of it because maybe it is already a strength in us, or sometimes it is dormant, it is hidden, it is not tapped yet. So those areas are areas of improvement that we need to leverage and then make use of it. So the whole idea is to bring that awareness. So which part of the brain? Ideally the left brain and the right brain, or the two hemispheres, and each individual starting from the child, you know, being, if you have noticed your child having a brilliance in creativity, or their, approach of towards calculations, numbers will be extraordinarily different. And some kids will be very good at arts, doing something with the kinesthetic, that is hands and legs. So they may be different. All these comes because when they are able to tap that intelligence. So we're going to see how we are going to use our left brain, that is logical driven brain, and also the right brain where creativity happens, innovation happens, emotion processing happens. So we're going to tap into these areas, and we'll see how in this episode, where we will quickly grab what is needed for us to activate emotional intelligence via your left brain and right brain. Having said this, there is a step, there's a format that we take for this presentation, this YouTube live, 6 steps, where we will define a particular skill or a talent, and then we will decipher whether it is left brain or right brain, or it could be some skill which can be a combined approach. So if you work on that skill, that means both the brains can work. If you there are particular skills that we will logically approach, and there are some which we will emotionally approach. So we will see the difference between that, and then we will also see the pros and cons. What are the advantage if you have it, and what are the loopholes if you overdo it? It's all skill and talent that we are working. It's like a muscle that we are building. What if it bloats? What if it exceeds, right? Muscle will get toned, right? If you overdo gym, overdo any exercise, it has its own consequences on that muscle. Similarly, we're dealing with the brain organ. Nothing we are going to endanger it just because we are doing, developing our skill. It's not going to endanger. Just that you will not be able to see the outcome as you expected, like, you going having a supplement or doing a gym for 30, 40 days intensely. You can see some improvement. Similarly, for brain, there's a intense work, and there's a consistent daily work activity is needed for you to rewire any pattern in you. Okay, because we are, as grown up adult, it is difficult to mend. Okay, one, we expect logic data unless we are convinced we are not going to. For some areas of life, we need that inspiration, we need that motivation, that spark to come to us. Otherwise, we're not going to take action, right? Even when we are ready to take actions, we won't be finding ourselves very consistent. So this is required in order to rewire any, learn any skill and unlearn any skill. Okay, all these are happening in brain. That is why I thought we'll better attack and talk about the important part which enables you to take action. Most of us are stuck here because we don't know what's happening inside. And when we talk about emotional intelligence, actually, emotion is driving your intelligence there. Okay. But there is an underneath reason behind what we are doing, why we are doing. That is the logic brain. So, ideally, if you see this brain skills itself, there'll be a combination of left and right brain constantly. And I will tell you where exactly you're using it. So, we are talking about 100 topics, 100 days on emotional intelligence, which means we'll pick up key emotional talents, brain talents, and we will go deep and wider in it. And not just that, I will tell you exactly which brain skills, brain talents we are working, and which part of that brain is actually driven, and what are your top talents. Out of this 100 topics, we will be talking about 30 to 40 skills, right? It includes talents also in it. Now you can pick up which one works for you well and leverage that for your area of improvement. At the end of the episode, I will give you an invitation to a masterclass where I'll show you a one-pager report of whatever we are talking. The series, what we are doing is to explain to you what is the skill in deeper and wider aspect. Okay. And then strategies, actionable strategies for you to immediately act on. But in my masterclass, I'll open up a report for you. It's like a one-pager report. Whatever we have been speaking will be given to you in a report format, and you can interpret that. So in the masterclass, I'll give you an entry. How do you get into the report, perform, take the personalized assessment for yourself, and also debrief on it. You should know what you're looking at, what kind of report. It is all AI driven, psychometric, globally accepted, internationally accepted, which means all age group, all gender, all locations would have gone through this, and hence it is globally accepted. So that AI driven report will be given to you. You will get to know how you can access that report, and you can see yourself whether this is your talent or not. Okay. And then when you have this kind of, it's not practically possible to have everybody's the report, right? But in that masterclass, I'll tell you, suppose you find your own unique brain styles. You got to know what kind of combinations you have, right? Whether you're using left brain more, right brain more, or mid, both the combination is there or not. Suppose you are able to read the same thing in others, then you will naturally have a better communication, better relationship. That's the whole idea. But for each and every talent that you have or something you want to develop, you need to know the action points, right? And that is why this series. Ideally, this is given to my community members, but I'm doing it openly for public because I want to give this awareness, and I'm on a mission to help 1 lakh women, spread this awareness to them on emotional intelligence and start making them use these tips and strategies in their daily transactions. Because not necessary, we have to thank the technology that is available here. Earlier, just say about 20-25 years, we didn't have this medium to reach out to people. Now that we have it, how are we going to make use of it? We have the fire in our belly, we have the passion that whatever we have learned, right? We want to give it to other people. So I thought this is the best platform. We can make use of YouTube and YouTube or podcast. Those are the ways that we will reach out to people and tell them this is what it is, so that they will equip themselves and they can also equip their family. Because as a busy mom, I know how I have struggled. I have made certain mistakes, and I know it's common problems. So I'm not alone. At the same time, you're not alone. So whichever part of the world we are, when it is responsibilities, it's going to be the common responsibilities. And we are all evolving. So emotional mastery is also something evolving based on the people that we interact with. In fact, within you, what is happening? Although we are dependent on external factors, most of it happens within us. So we're going to take that control. We are like a captain of our own ship. We got to decide that. But without knowing all this, sometimes, I always say philosophically that emotional intelligence is within us, but we will not know to tap it. Sometimes we need somebody to tell us, right? That is why guidance, that is why support, that is why teacher, that is why coach. And I thought, I'm doing a pretty decent job in terms of giving you that awareness in a 100 days format. And not just that, there are also other free resources available in my YouTube. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. And there is a podcast coming to you with 100 days, emotional mastery and digital entrepreneurship. So subscribe to my podcast. Link will be given in the description. And there is also an article format, blog format, where I'm teaching you emotional intelligence in a storyfied format, where you can enjoy reading a story about you in an Indian home setup. Like you and me, how busy moms are struggling to handle their life and work. And how can they apply emotional intelligence just like that? Okay. That being said, we will see today how proactive people are able to succeed more and stress less. This is what we want, right? This is what I wanted. And proactivity is something that which is not rocket science. I'm not talking anything new here. You can find these people, proactive people around you. Maybe you are one, especially after becoming a parent. Naturally, we are proactive. But are we applying that to our strength to be able to apply that in any other dimension so that we can be proactive there also? So that's the only difference. So in this series, I'm going to be taking out those pointers for you to just check, do a self check-in, and I also give you a tool. Okay, I'm going to reserve that. If you have been watching these episodes, you will know there is a tool for you to assess that also, whether you are doing that or not. Okay, without much delay, I'm going to be showing my presentation. And this presentation is something is favorite because I will be talking about my favorite personalities as case study and all that. So this is day 23, and you can see now we are diligently moving towards 100 days of emotional intelligence, right? And when we talk about proactive, we have been seeing this as an introduction in 2 to 3 days before. We also saw how proactivity is helpful for parents, career people, how they can juggle. Now today, what we will see is why do these people are able to succeed more and stress less? How are they able to take the power of taking control of your life of their life? Okay. Now we're going to see how to stay in control, reduce stress, and achieve more so that you will be able to chart your course of action of your life by yourself, right? Although we have seen different angles of proactivity, today we will see how to succeed and stress less. Okay. First is, as usual, proactivity definition. First is to understand when we are dealing with proactivity, we are only trying to see how much can we take control of our day-to-day life, every day, every hour. So proactive people make life happen instead of waiting for it to happen. So that Quality is what we want. And then intentional decisions. So they are able to plan ahead and focus on solutions, potential problems, identifying the potential problems. And then they will be having a balanced approach so that they can they make use of the left brain and right brain problem solving skills. Now, with this, what you can understand is if you want to be proactive, model these traits. One is that person go getter and want to take control of that life. Second, that person is he or she able to take intentional decisions, focus on solutions rather than problems? And do they know their pitfalls? Can they identify, or are they just hidden? They are ignorant. And how are they balancing both these brains? That's the beauty of emotional intelligence. So emotional intelligence is not just the left brain and right brain. It is also something to do with balanced approach, because we take the data from left brain, logic, facts, figures, numbers, while we will also consider the emotions data, because emotions are also data. You are by yourself giving emotional cues to your own self. Are you aware of it? Then you're a highly self-aware person. But are you able to read the same cue in others? Then you are a reader, natural leader. Okay. All right. So with this said, proactivity advantages. What could be the benefits? It can give you greater success because consistent action towards goals lead to higher achievement. In this note, I would like to give you one keyword. In fact, two keywords or two components for this definition is proactivity means. By now, if you have been listening to this episode, you will know what I've been telling you when it comes to proactivity. You need to remember two words. One is planning ahead. Another one is problem solving. If you plan ahead and not able to solve the problem at that point of time, then there is no proactivity. If you can solve the problem, we all can do. Okay. We need not plan for it. We need not sit and think about it. But we don't get lucky that way. We just cannot solve all problems that way. We must have given a thought through. Okay. Especially when you're dealing with other people, a toddler and all that, you won't be without a backup plan. Touch your heart and say, as a mother, as a parent, all of us do this, whether it's mom or dad, we do this. We always have a backup plan. Same way, proactivity in other dimensions also. Okay. Having said this, so it is going to, when you plan ahead, you're going to take initiatives, and it is only going to give you success because you can start, you are a problem solver also. So both hand in hand, you will advance in your career, thereby getting greater success. So why do you have less stress? Because you're able to think through earlier than other people. You are 5 steps ahead of other people. It is only going to reduce the last minute crisis and preventing your time and stress, right? And then better work life balance. Improving time management results in more balanced life because you're able to think through already, you would have planned it. So that time, your time is saved. The time when you have to act on it, time and energy is saved, right? More benefits on it is to enhance decision making. So proactive people evaluate options and outcomes more thoroughly. Stronger relationship, proactive communication, and problem solving improve personal and professional connections. Yeah. Then flip side of it. Suppose you are overdoing it. That is why I said in this series, we will not only see the brighter side of it, we should also see what happens when you overdo, because we are working on talents, brain talents. So when you're working left side oriented brain talents, you shouldn't be overdoing it so that you get burnout or you're not able to come out of it. You get so attached to, facts, figures, numbers, data, you always tend to approach logically, so you ignore the emotion part of it. You tend to brush off people, you hurt people, not able to think as to why they are behaving that way. Because you are not able to have your own emotional processing also. What are you thinking and feeling? Why are you feeling bad and sad? Okay. So the con side of it is perceived as controlling. When you can plan everything, you seem to have a control in over everything, right? Suppose something happens really out of your planning, and if you don't have adaptability or, taking it easy, you jitter because change jitters you. You are more of a routine person, even though you can think through the potential feedback pitfall. You always want to be staying ahead. That makes you proactive, that makes you efficient. No wonder about it. That makes you grab opportunities. But then overdoing it, if makes you very rigid, and it's perceived as a more controlling person. So taking charge too often may be seen as a overbearing also. This is a different angle we are talking. Okay, an overbearing parent can also be this way because they're autopilot. They're tuned to be worried. They're tuned to be fearing, concerning about their children or family around. They may not be even sometimes they may be over concerning about themselves also. Both of it is not good because emotional intelligence, always remember, it is self and others. It is not just others or it is not just self. It is both. So in every area, you just make sure that you're not overdoing it. Then potential for burnout. Constantly staying ahead is only going to exhaust you. That FOMO, fear of missing something, wanting to have a, controlled life will only make you tired and tired, more tired. Then continuous effort required. Obviously, for you to stay ahead with the competition, or you by yourself don't want to fail or fumble or, stumble on anything which you had not planned ahead, right? So that itself will make your burnout, will make you go fatigued because consistent effort is required. Maintaining proactive approach demands an ongoing energy and focus, humanly not possible after an extent. All right. Now, additional challenges is time consuming planning also. So by the time you want to plan, think ahead and making sure that everything's perfect, you don't fall into the trap, you're losing your time and energy in it. It is going to take time. Maybe that time itself has consumed you so much that you may lose the opportunity. You need to quickly act on it. So you should be able to plan, be aware of it, and act on it. Maybe so that you learn from your own experiences or from the other people's experiences. But you just cannot wait to act on it forever. Frustration with unforeseen events also. Unexpected disruptions to plan may cause force frustrations to proactive individuals. That is something that I told you about change. But when we are talking about time consuming planning, it's because if you don't take the action, then you're procrastination. And procrastination is not synonymous to proactive. Okay. And that doesn't mean that you always have a buffer plan for 30 percentage in your life for life to take over so that you're also adaptable and going in flow. Okay, this is what we saw in the last two episodes. If you're not subscribed to this channel, please do that so that every day I will come live and you will get notified. And if you've not watched the previous episode, it will be nice for you to go and watch because that is where you connect the dots. Every talent, every skill, we're taking different angles to talk about, starting from resilience, emotional agility, emotional insight, critical thinking, problem solving. Now we are proactive. We are on the proactive talents. So for on every topic, we are on 23rd. Remember how much we would have gone deeper and wider. We would have spoken about all roles as a parent, as a leader, as an entrepreneur, as a career woman. How can we take these talents into our purpose? So every day I'm talking about one angle, one dimension. Please make use of it. All right. Now, if you have developed proactivity, it is going to reduce your stress because staying ahead of potential problems can give you the calmer effect because you know it is going to come and you already have a backup plan. Consistent progress also. Working steadily towards goals results in a higher level of success and better performance. Proactive professionals achieve better work results with lower stress. Obviously, when there is no stress, you're focused, your energy is diverted to something which is more priority for you. You can enjoy if there is no stress. And the consequence of lacking proactivity could be constant stress, opposite to it. Always reacting, you become an impulsive person, not just for you. You do not know how you're going to react. At the same time, your family will not know how you will react. If you don't have any backup plan, if you cannot think through, even the family, the children cannot know what kind of a parent you are, right? So always reacting to problems instead of preventing them. That preventive measure will not come into progress at all. Missed opportunity because of this and burnout. Okay. And then via statistics, what we understand is 27% people who are proactive, they have 27, I'm sorry, proactive individuals have 27% less of stress when compared to reactive individuals who have higher level of stress. At the same time, the proactive people are 35% more likely to achieve career success. Then the other people or lower career success is because they are reactive, they are impulsive, they think they can get lucky every day without any plan or preventive measures. Okay. By the way, proactivity goes with any dimensions of life, whether it is family, financial planning, or you're with the organization, planning for the company or the morale of the team member, or for your own self. Everything needs proactivity. And high stake professionals, entrepreneurs, busy parents, we do need, especially if you're a busy mom who's juggling the entrepreneurship and home chores, it's going to be very dynamic, right? Because business itself is demanding so much. We have to keep in touch, keep ourselves updated with market trends, regulations, AI disruption, what our competitors analysis growth. And we have to also relaunch our products every now and then. We have to customize it, we have to bring some innovation, we have to keep our loyalty with our customer, right? And also consider the environment effect. So many things are dynamic. Pandemic was never in our hands or never in our thought process also. Nobody could proactively prevent it. We have to give in. Sometimes life takes over. Sometimes things which are not in our control takes over. So similarly, parents, with having a toddler, it can be anytime slippery, anytime dynamic, shocking. So you got to prepare. Proactivity in the workplace. Okay. Now, how do you see this? Project management. When you're going to set your milestone. So these are approaches. Okay. But where are these can be applied? So proactivity in the workplace can be applied in your project management. You're going to set your milestone in advance to avoid last minute rushes. And then client communication. You're going to regularly update, prevent misunderstanding, and build stronger relationship. And then career growth. Anticipate industry trends and develop relevant skills proactively. Again, family life, it can also be applied there because you're going to take care of your daily chores. For example, meal planning. As it is, we all plan our, meal, groceries, and all that, right? Especially um, in this part of the world, we are independent, and it is very, very important to be organized because not every time you get to go for shopping, and then shopping itself will take a huge time. And we are a car-driven city. We need to travel huge mile to pick up a grocery. So it's not practically, it is time consuming if you don't plan ahead. And be it mundane work, it will be exhausting. Whether it is just something that there is no brain required, even then there is an effort and time required. And then when it comes to, how can you make sure that you're proactive? These are something that you can think about it. You can have a shared calendar so that none of us miss the appointments and schedules, and all of us know what is happening. And chore distribution, like having delegated. So if you've been watching this episode, you will know what is a formula I will give you. It's a DAT formula: delegate, automate, or delete it. Okay. You still want to know about it? Go through the previous episode. Just before this, a day before, I would have done a few episodes on proactivity. In fact, I've been talking about this formula for a long time in the series. Okay. Now, how do we approach quickly? First is to set clear priorities. Okay, focus on the impact. Where do you want to be? How do you want to become? Where do you want to go? That is your destination. But how do you want to become? So, what kind of a person you want to become? What is the impact you want to give to people around you? You're going to focus on that impact. Identify the task that will have the biggest effect on your goals. And then daily to-do list. Creating a prioritized list each morning to guide your day. You're going to avoid overwhelm by concentrating on what matters most to reduce stress and increase productivity. Because if you do not know what are your top values, if you do not know what are your goals, we will be scattered everywhere. And for us to come back to the focus, we would have already lost time. And then the guilt will kick in. You see how it has a cascading effect. So it is important to proactively approach, okay, to avoid overwhelm. So the next one is planning ahead. How are we going to do it? First is weekly planning. You're going to set aside time on Sundays to plan your upcoming week. Then anticipate challenges. You're going to identify obstacles and prepare solutions in advance. And then build flexibility. Allow room in schedule for a schedule for unexpected events and opportunities. So one is planning. That is either you divide that task into daily, weekly, monthly, yearly, that way, so that you can manage that task and then anticipate the potential problems coming on your way so that you can have a backup plan. If you cannot be flexible with changes or with new things, you are going to be finding it difficult to bounce back. So you need to have that allowance. You're going to have that room and space for things to have, go with any ways. Unexpected events can happen, or opportunities can also come. You should be able to take responsibility, because for a proactive person it is easy to advance. Advance meaning you're going to take multiple responsibility, new responsibilities, because you have the time bandwidth and energy bandwidth, because you are able to plan ahead. Okay, right. You're going to practice self-care. You're going to schedule breaks, including short breaks for exercise, meditation, hobbies, and daily routines, and prioritize your sleep. So, plan for adequate sleep to maintain energy and focus. And healthy habit. Proactively incorporate nutritious meals, regular exercise into your schedule. You see how proactivity can happen in any dimension. So, for sleep also, we're just not going to close the shop, the business shop or kitchen, and then directly go. Just hit the bed, sleep will come. No, if only we are lucky that way. We have to be proactive with our bedtime routines, because it is not, if you have children around you, your day is just not in your control sometimes, right? You have to take that in your control, have some routines in place, communicate that routine importance to family people and make them follow through. It should be a collaboration work. It's not only from your side. Then it will be very exhaustive. And you should also take enough break for you, so that you can also rejuvenate, because the metrics is time and energy, and it is the same for everybody. So you have to determine what amount of time and energy you are going to contribute, for which you have to contribute the same thing for yourself by taking scheduled breaks. So that also you have to proactively think through. In the heat of the responsibility, running through the responsibility every day in and day out, it is not being busy. It is about how impactful and how proactive are we, how intentionally we are taking decisions. For that, we should be able to plan ahead, have that room of time and space with us, so that we can get new opportunities and then solve the problem and then advance again. Now you're becoming expertise. You're not just planning ahead, you're thinking through, saving time and energy. You're also solving problem. You're getting resourceful, right? And then opportunity will come to you. You're going to also communicate proactively. Okay. At work scenario, you're going to have open lines. Keeping your communication challenge open with your channels, open with your colleagues, family, and friends is equally important. Very, very important. In the calendar, in the family application, I said, if you can have an open calendar, open in the sense, everybody has to know what is the schedule and all that. Not necessarily that you open up a calendar. Maybe a small writing board will do. That week, what are your appointments and what is the to-do list for that week. So people, when you just walk through that place every day and night, you will get to know, right? And or take use of the mobile apps which can be shared on mobile phone, and there is a lot of family sharing can happen now. So that way, at least, if not on you, let the other person can also be chipping in for taking responsibility. Thereby you're sharing the responsibility. And address issues early. So tackle potential conflict or misunderstanding before they are going to escalate. The only way is to have open communication, honest feedback, or it should be a two-way, and it should happen constantly. So if you fail to communicate and sit through and think about the problems before they are going to occur, it's not going to occur. I mean, in fact, it'll be the after effect of it. So it is ideal to address the issue and do not sleep with problems. Make sure that you address it so that it doesn't go the other way around or explode. You don't have to make it escalated. And you're going to share your plans, inform others about your schedule, potential changes in your advance, right? And delegate when necessary. I just can't insist more on this because without that, exhaustion and burnout is sure shot. We are all in the heat of the run. Even a small child, from elementary to mid school or mid school to high school, even for elementary kids, they have their own challenges, right? They have to be updated. They have to learn a lot of things, extracurricular and all that. So for us to be available for all this as a busy mom, you got to be free. You got to have that reserve energy and time. How can you do? It's not humanly possible to take, especially if you have a one or two kids more, then it is going to be even more demanding. And you contributing to family or thinking about your future is going to beat yourself up. It is important to recognize those limitations and also understand how much is your workload demanding. If it's too heavy, please delegate it. Ask for help. Okay. We don't ask. Please ask for help so that something will come up. If you don't have a person to delegate, at least they will know that you are, going through some pain. So they will try to chip in. And then that's when you slowly make them understand. Because that is why I said open communication. If you can constantly communicate what are your feelings, what are your dreams and aspirations, what are your progress, it's the same way from them. If you can listen and talk from your side, then it is two-way. Then you're going to empower others also. Most of us, like moms, we don't want the kitchen work and the toddler work to be delegated. It is somehow we don't feel satisfied at all. But we need to delegate tasks to our colleagues and family members to make sure we share our responsibilities because humanly not possible. If you don't want to hit the fatigueness and don't want to get into autopilot, because most of the time autopilot is very convenient. But suddenly when something takes over, you're going to explode because you've not been taking care of the other dimension. Okay. And then outsource. If it is possible for you to outsource, if the cost is affordable, do so. But most of the times we don't want to do that. I mean, it depends on a lot of factors to it. The best is delegate. And the other two, I will want you to guess what it is, okay, by looking at the previous episode. And then this is your right brain activity. Reflect and adjust. You're going to take a weekly review of your own goals and your family, and you're going to adjust goals. Maybe something happens immediately. You're going to think through what went wrong, what was your pattern, what was the people involved in it, how did they react, and quickly just have a mental note or writing note. Make sure that you're not repeating the same mistake. Always be a one mistake learner. That is a classic example of a proactive person. In fact, they will try to prevent not to be a mistake person at all. But if it happens also, they will bounce back quickly because they will always have they can think through with their own patterns. Okay. And you should be able to adjust your goals accordingly by taking enough feedback, multiple perspectives, and being flexible about it. And you're going to refine strategies when you come back, bounce back, right? Okay, my favorite section and my favorite business entrepreneur whom I look up to. Amazon is something which is part of our life right now, right? Especially having a children at this part of the world, it's not possible for us to keep traveling and do things at our own speed and our convenience. So when your shopping is made so easy, especially overnight, at the blink of the eye, you have your products ready. This is amazing. And that is why Amazon. And what amount of, qualities the brain behind it should have. I always wonder to eat that brain to understand what leadership qualities and what is the style behind it. So for this skill, in fact, people like Jeff Bezos can be taken for many case study for many skills, many talents out there. Quickly for this, what I want to tell you is his leadership style. We can talk so many things about his leadership style, especially as you know very well that Jeff Bezos holds a lot of company, which means he's a serial entrepreneur, and he started with the Seattle garage, right? That's where he had his bookshelf, but then he had a great business plan, and he also knows the pitfall of it. Okay. And being a leader, customer centric, visionary, innovative, motivational, strategic thinker, that is your left brain. All the other ones are right brain. Data driven, that is your left brain. Then strong communicator, that is your right brain. How does this all happen? It is the combination of both the brains working in that person. You just cannot be only one side driven. So you will have to consider so many things in your perspective in your day-to-day life, especially with the business. Only then you can stay, um, up to date. You can upgrade yourself. So with this person with proactivity, he has this quality of forward thinking. So he looks ahead and anticipate market trends and customer needs. Okay. No wonder why Amazon is, it's like a river. I mean, Amazon river, it's getting expanded. And not just that, I mean, the quality, it's proven, battle tested that they are customer centric and it is only going to grow, right? And long term vision. Imagine this space, a company. Um, so what about his innovation in terms of space link, right? So it's Blue Origin that came into existence because he must have stopped himself with a garage specific or products and service when he came up to Amazon, right? Why would you? Why would he invest his thought process, energy, and time and his resources on something which is like beyond a person's imagination because of his long-term vision? Blue Origin, and his tagline is based on Mother Earth. So he wants he always wants to think big, the Earth size. Okay, he wants to make the Amazon as a world's planet best company. So his expansion is level of thinking is that way. And with this, he emphasized the importance of thinking long term and taking small proactive steps. So that's the reality, right? Even though he his brain is expanded to that level, talking about planet and then outside the planet reach. But he's very realistic in terms of because he started with the garage, right? So he's very grounded and he's not going to forget that the pain and stake involved in it. So he, always advises that taking small realistic steps is very important. And then constant innovation is important. Amazon's success is built on proactively adapting change to changes and innovating. So this is your right brain. If you cannot allow that, 80-20 principle is always there. 80% will happen on the maximum, daily transaction that you do. And that 20% you'll have to always keep it buffer. Okay. So that 20% for which you need to be working on that adjusting flexibility notion so that you will be able to handle both your pitfalls and the reality really well. Okay. If you overly driven to avoid only pitfall, making sure not preventive, maybe you're not realistic also. You will tend to lose the grip of the realistic problems that you're supposed to be solving. You just cannot assume that you're already an expert and you may, a lot of business fail because while they aim for the long-term vision and they are okay to keep adjusting, they lose the resources, they lose the current staff, they lose the current products and customers because they are not able to focus on the current small realistic steps that is needed, right? While you are going ahead and solving the world's problem, you should be able to solve the problems in your team and your family also. I thought it's a very 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 expansive thinking, and he's always been my inspiration. So if you want to assess where you stand in terms of your capacity, where do you want to move through, I'm going to give you an access to awareness quiz bundles for this particular skill. You can go deep dive and assess with 10 questions, which is going to come as a fun format because there'll be 4 options and you will have to find the right one. And you will be scored for it. Okay. All that score and interpretation will come to you personally to your email ID. Plus, what I plan to give you is if you are trying to understand what amount of planning are you doing if you want to be proactive and what kind of priority setting that you are into. Are you in self-practice mode? If not, what is the tips that we can talk about and what can be your communication style, delegation, application ability, stress management, all that. Okay. For all these headings, there will be 2-3 tips coming on to you. So you will not only get the right answer, you will also get to know what are the tips that you can improve. Okay. I hope this will be very helpful for somebody who wants to start or go wider in this, deeper in this. But if you want to learn more about this particular skill and all the other talents we have been talking on a fast track, like you don't have time to complete this 100 days, I'm going to give you an invitation to my masterclass where I will be opening up one pager report. As I told you, it's a psychometric AI driven, globally accepted, which will tell you exactly what is your left brain and right brain talents. And we will straight away work on it and be able to set goals and work for it. But in the masterclass, I'll give you a logistics behind, like this is how it will be. And then how do you get your brain style? What can be the brain style combination? And how can you communicate well with another brain style people, maybe within your family or your teammate? So it's not possible everybody to take the report. But if you can understand your brain style, you will be able to communicate the same thing with others because you will be taught about other brain styles also. It'll be very fun and interesting, the interesting way to learn emotional intelligence. Okay. All right. So these two are the two gifts from me. So make use of this. And as usual, subscribe to my YouTube channel. So whenever I'm coming on YouTube live, it will be popping up to you as a reminder, notification. And there are a lot of free resources on this. And I'm also coming on support card, telling you all, explaining you all these topics in the podcast in Spotify. So subscribe to my Spotify also. And then there is Substack link also given in the, all these links will be given in the description. So Substack, I'm coming as a giving emotional intelligence in an article storyfied format. So if you are a person who likes to read, especially stories, that'd be the best platform. Okay. That being said, please remember, any skill that you want to practice, any talent related to brain, it demands time, practice, and diligence. First is willingness. If you understood the importance of it, and if you think it is needed for you, because all moms, whether you are juggling with your family or career or business, everybody needs this, especially busy moms. And the reason why I'm doing for exclusively as a mini guide to busy moms is because I've been through that, and I'm also in the journey of learning. So there is never we have arrived with emotional intelligence or any personal development for that matter. We are constantly evolving and working in progress. By doing so, always remember it takes time, but consistently you'll have to take that effort. I'm here to help you out, and these are, awareness sessions for you to keep up yourself upbeated, upgraded. Okay. With that being said, tomorrow I'll meet you with another talent. We'll go deeper and wider in each of these talents because we're going to be talking and meeting each other for 100 days. So we are on day 23 and we'll see you more there. Okay. Bye bye.